Welcome everyone, my name's Ali. Today has been crazy, the reveal of Black Ops 3, a look for the very first time at multiplayer features and even a bit of zombies. Absolutely crazy. If you missed the reveal trailer and my breakdown, I'll link it down below and at the end of the video. It's over 17 minutes long, there's a lot of information to take in. I've got a lot more information to share with you guys because I've actually been fortunate enough to go to Treyarch over in LA last week, play multiplayer, get given a load of information, so I'm going to let you guys know all of the important stuff. Today we're going to be focusing on the big question: is there EXO, whatever that means, is there EXOs within Call of Duty Black Ops 3? I'm going to let you guys know the answer, what there is and what there isn't in Black Ops 3, so you guys can have the information. And as I said, tons more stuff coming this week to this channel. Do not worry, I don't want to spam you guys with a load of information, and if there's something to get lost, I'd rather just do good in-depth videos, space them out a little bit, and then you guys can get all of the information you need. Now with all this Black Ops 3 hype, Control Freak have actually launched an official Black Ops 3 Control Freak. You can see it on screen here for both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It literally launched today as a limited edition Control Freak, so you guys do not want to miss out. I'll leave a link down below in the description to that to get your discount code and check it out. You guys know I love Control Freaks. I literally cannot play without them, so if you want to get set for Black Ops 3, this is it, baby. It looks absolutely awesome. So, the question: is there EXOs in Black Ops 3? Straight up, the answer is technically no. There are not exosuits in Black Ops 3. EXOs are like enhancements, metal enhancements to your body within Black Ops 3. It's literally metal parts to your body. But what people really mean when they ask, is there EXOs, is there big boost jumping like you see in multiplayer, big slides and dashes. That's basically what people are referring to. I'm going to let you guys know how the movement works within Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3 actually has like a movement meter almost. You can't see this in the reveal trailer because there's no heads-up display, there's nothing on screen apart from the actual gameplay. However, when I played multiplayer, I did get to see it in action. So it's a little like curved bar that will appear just under your crosshair, if I remember correctly. And that curved bar is basically as much sort of power as you have to use special movement features within Black Ops 3. So within Black Ops 3, you can jump high. It's called thrust boost, thrust jumping. So you can actually vary how high you jump up. So if you tap jump, you just jump. If you hold jump, you can actually jump a little bit higher. If you let go, you're going to fall back down again. And if you hold jump for a long period of time, you can eventually boost up quite high. Not as high as you can in Advanced Warfare, but it's a slower jump and it's not quite as high. So let's give an in-game example here. Let's say you're in the middle of a gunfight in Advanced Warfare and someone double taps jump. They're going to boost up in the air really high, really quickly, and that's instant. It's affecting the gameplay very, very quickly. Whereas in Black Ops 3, if you just quickly hold down the jump button, you're going to go up a little bit higher than normal and come back down again. If you want to go all the way up, you've got to hold it down, you've got to move your aim and make sure you're still aiming at that person, and then eventually you get up to that height, and then you're pretty much like a sitting target in the air. So it's not the same. It's not the same. Now, boosting from side to side that you can get and forward and stuff within Advanced Warfare isn't returning to Black Ops 3. The way it works in Black Ops 3 is that you can do the slide. It's a power slide that you can actually power pretty far forward and pretty fast. It's probably the fastest movement feature in Black Ops 3. And again, that's going to use up a bit of your movement meter. If your movement meter is completely depleted and is gone and you try and slide, you can do a normal slide. It's not going to be as quick or as far, but the power slide uses up a bit of that movement meter and allows you to go even quicker. So you have ability to thrust jump. You can choose which direction you're jumping in. It's slow. It's not as high as Advanced Warfare. You've got this power slide. You also have mantling, which allows you to climb over objects, be it say like a door frame maybe, or say a little bit of a jump up on a wall. You can go over those things in a fluid movement while still having your gun up. And the idea in Black Ops 3 is to always have your gun up and always be ready for gunfights to make it as action-packed as possible. And on top of that, you can now swim in the water as well. I mentioned this within the reveal trailer. Again, you can have your guns up when you do that. So just tons and tons of new stuff. Now, the one thing to mention, alright, so you got to get into the mind of the people making Call of Duty. They haven't started making Call of Duty like yesterday or a few weeks ago. They've literally been making Black Ops 3 for I believe 2.5 years now. You got to think 2.5 years ago, Black Ops 2 had just come out. Ghost hadn't come out yet, Advanced Warfare was nowhere near out, so they were already thinking up ideas before we even knew what was coming. So they actually were thinking and designing and working on these movement features, including the thrust jump and all of this stuff, before even Treyarch had seen what Advanced Warfare were doing with their double jumping and EXO abilities. So that's something worth noting. Like, there isn't some sort of copying system going on here. It's actually fresh ideas that seem to actually have come out similar, but in my opinion, better and more refined than what we've got in Advanced Warfare. On top of that, another movement feature, or more of like an environment feature, is the fact you can now wall run. You can now run along walls, and while you're running along walls, you can actually, again, still have your guns up, but you can only run along that wall for a certain amount of time. You can turn back on the wall and come back on yourself, but you are limited in terms of how much time you spend on that wall. So what the best thing to do is to say wall jump to another wall, which will then resets how long you can be on that second wall for, and try and chain things together. In all honesty, wall running was fun, but it was quite situational, and there were some very obvious parts of the map that had been set up for wall running. For example, one map I played, there was a wall off the map. Like, literally, if you just jumped off the map, you just fall forever. But if you jumped onto the wall, you could run along the wall, take a little bit of a shortcut around the back, and then jump onto the map. But typically, if it was a wall just like in the middle of the map, I wouldn't just wall run along it, because honestly, you'd rather be on the ground with your guns up with the ability to aim down sight quickly than you would just be running along a wall. You're a bigger target. So all of this stuff is in Black Ops 3, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I sat there during the presentation when we were told about this stuff, and I was like, it's similar to Advanced Warfare, you know, how is this gonna work? Like, is it gonna feel like Call of Duty? And the good thing is, the thing that I can say, the thing that I can really take out of in terms of movement from multiplayer, is that I would say probably 85 to 90% of the gunfights were happening in a traditional sense, in terms of you had your feet on the ground, you were just aiming at each other, and whoever had the best positioning and the best aim was going to win. And the other 10% was maybe I shot someone who was running along a wall, or one of us managed to pull off like a cool little jump around a corner maybe, or someone slid around a corner. Those sort of like additional movements didn't really affect gunplay too much. It was more of the odd opportunity. Of course, if you can use those jumps and those slides to your advantage and really get used to it, it can help you and will be useful, but traditionally, it's all about gun-on-gun fights on the ground, like you would get in Black Ops 2 or an older Call of Duty, and I think that's good. I think that's really, really good. So with all these movement features, in all honesty, it was more about how these movement features allowed you to get around the map. In the end, I believe the reason thrust jump was added into the game, if I remember correctly, was that they had ladders on the maps they were developing for Black Ops 3, and they were like, you know what, this is slow, like, you're a big target, like, who wants to climb a ladder? Why don't we just allow boost jumps so you can just get to those higher positions in a quicker, more fluid motion, making the action more fluid, and just completely remove ladders. So ladders are completely gone, but these new movement features really are just about getting around the map in a more fluid, efficient way, while still allowing gunfights to happen. And like, oh man, I'm going to do a video just sitting down talking about multiplayer and just ramble for ages, because it was absolutely crazy. But if I could explain movements and how it felt like Black Ops 2 movements with the ability to speed things up and get around the map quicker with the new abilities. And if you were a skilled player, you could take advantage of maybe surprising someone a little bit by getting to their position in an unusual way, and then have your traditional gunfight. I think that's probably the best way to describe it, and the best way to explain what's going on. So, exosuits are not in Black Ops 3. Similar movement features are, but they're not as quick. They're not as sort of like violent is the best way to say it. It's more fluid. It's more to get around the map. And I think if you're a good player, you can incorporate it into your game, but it's not annoying, and you know if someone's like used these abilities to kill you or in the middle of a gunfight, they know what they're doing, and it's not random. I think it just adds to the experience. It makes it quicker, and I like it. Trust me guys, it worked well, and it's not exactly the same as Advanced Warfare. I think that's everything, and I think that's all of it summed up for you guys. It's very hard to explain something like this. You really need to get hands-on. Like, so I sat through a presentation for a good few hours before I even got hands-on. I didn't know I was going to get hands-on. I thought I was just getting this presentation, and I had some skeptical thoughts, and once I played it, I was just like, this works. Like, they know what they were doing, and they've refined it a lot. I'm excited to eventually share gameplay with you guys, hopefully in the near future. I know multiplayer is going to be available at E3, so maybe that'll be a chance where I get to share movement features with you and more gameplay. But hopefully this has summed it up for you guys and you feel better about how the movements will now work in Black Ops 3. Share this with your friends if they're worried about EXOs as well. So there you go. Let's just sum this up a little bit. We're going to have a movement meter. Within that movement meter, you can use up all of these new abilities, including the ability to thrust jump. You can thrust jump a little bit or quite a lot, but it's not a quick movement feature. You can power slide. That's going to use up your movement feature as well. If you have no movement meter left, you're only going to do a normal slide. You can wall run, and you can quickly mantle over things and swim in watery places. Your gun will always have the ability to be up. Even if you can only hit fire, it's going to be up. In terms of movement features that aren't going to be in the game, you can't ground slam anymore. You cannot dash from side to side, which that was probably the biggest thing I noticed, was that in Advanced Warfare, I'm so used to getting in the map, jump dashing, jump sliding, dashing, jumping, like just doing all these movement features really quickly to get somewhere, whereas in Black Ops 3, like, I was doing the odd power slide, and then I was just running. Like, it felt more on ground, on foot, like the traditional movement features, but with those odd spices of the new things thrown in there as well. So I'm going to stop rambling. I think I've said enough. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. I'm going to have a lot more videos out this week. I'm going to do, I think, a lot of vlog style videos because I like to move my hands around a lot and try and get an idea across. But let me know if you'd rather have gameplay in the background. I can grab some Black Ops 2 stuff as well. But hopefully you guys have really enjoyed EXOs explained. They're not really in Black Ops 3, but similar movements are. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Check out the trailer if you haven't already. I'll link it down below and on screen now. You guys are awesome. Black Ops 3 hype, baby. It's going to be a good week here on my channel and for the rest of the year. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video.